One of the strangest Sun teams I've ever seen has ended up winning a large in-person local event in Spain featuring Pokemon such as Leafeon, Dedenne, Dugtrio, Malamar, Noivern, and Ninetales. The entire team is bizarre. We're going to be trying out this team in the new Battle Stadium ladder season and trying to get to Master Ball with this team. This is a Sun team that has won a huge local in Spain, and let's really just try to break it down because there are a lot of Pokemon we just never see in this format. First, we have the Sun mode. We have the Ninetales with the Drought, one of the faster Drought users out there other than Torkoal. The benefit is you have that faster speed with a base 100. The downside is you don't have as much firepower because you don't get access to Eruption, and its stats are overall pretty weak other than its decent special defense, with that wide lens to help out with its accuracy because this Ninetales is running very inaccurate moves. Flying to help out, get rid of your ground weakness, but also you do have your own Dugtrio that you can go for Earthquake next to, so you don't have to worry about it. So you can go for a combination of strong Earthquakes plus Heat Waves. Now, this Ninetales does have access to the Heat Wave for the Spread Fire type attack in the Sun, Fire Blast for a single target fire type attack, which sometimes you need that extra power because Ninetales doesn't have the best special attack in the world. Hypnosis, because when you're using Pokemon with not the best stats, sometimes you have to get a little bit lucky and push the advantage, and this is what Hypnosis is for those fast sleep turns. Next, we have the Leafeon with the Chlorophyll and the Focus Sash with the Terra Ghost as an option to play around the Fake Out and Extreme Speeds. You have the coverage of Knockoff, Solar Beam, Fake Tears, and Detect. So Knockoff to get rid of any items like a Assault Vest, which is pretty handy. Solar Blade, a very powerful grass type attack, but it is a charge move without the Sun. But in Sun, it is a single target 125 base power grass type attack that fires off instantly. Can be very powerful, and again, when you're using Pokemon with not the best stats in the world, you sometimes have to go for these riskier strategies because if you don't have the Sunlight, it is pretty much a sitting duck out there. Fake Tears, which is an interesting move, but it's a lot of things you can combo with this team, specifically the Ninetales. This Leafeon is actually designed to be faster than the Ninetales. It's actually not max speed on Ninetales. It is a bit slower, so even if you don't have the Chlorophyll on Leafeon, you can still go for the Fake Tears combination next to the Ninetales because Leafeon will outspeed the Ninetales even without the Chlorophyll active. The Fake Tears can also pair well with this Dedenne set right here. Pick up as the ability because I guess if you do lose your choice specs in a way, if you get tricked or if you get knocked off, there is a chance you can get another item in the format. With the Terra Electric, really just supposed to do some strong damage output with the Thunderbolt, Discharge, and Volt Switch alongside Dazzling Gleam. Really just supposed to be really strong hits. It's slower than the Leafeon even without the Chlorophyll, so you can go for that Fake Tears combination. Really strong attack. Electric Fairy is actually really interesting offensive coverage. It's actually pretty good, but the Dedenne, not the best stats in the world, but decently fast, so it is able to outspeed quite a bit, fire a fast Volt Switch off, or just get some pretty strong damage across the board. Next, we have the Malamar, and I think this is also a really interesting Pokemon here with the Contrary, which inverts the stat increases and decreases that it gets with the leftovers for longevity. You have the Terra Fire as the option to be able to resist fire type moves, resist the super effective fairy type attacks, and to prevent Malamar from getting burned, which is nice. You have Throat Chop, which is a move because you do have knockoff on the Leafeon. The Throat Chop can help out with against hyper voices from like Primarina, Sylveon, and more. You also can prevent parting shots from Incineroar if you really need to. Superpower for the attack and defense boost with the Contrary. Topsy-Turvey, which is a move that changes and reverses all your opponent's stat increases or decreases. Very useful for Pokemon like against Arcaladon with stamina boost, as well as Electroshot. There's the Dundozo, which is a big one because if Dundozo is boosted, you can go for Topsy-Turvey. They're -2 in all of their stats, so a lot of things you could pair up with this Malamar. So it makes it a really interesting dynamic on this team. The only thing is no Trick Room on this Malamar, which does make it a bit strange, but does provide that superpower role to help out against Incineroar and that Topsy-Turvey to help out against Dundozo. Next, we have Dugtrio, Alolan form with the Tangling Hair ability, which is the signature ability for Dugtrio. And this ability allows you, if your opponent goes for a contact move into Dugtrio, then they will take a -1 speed reduction. And that is pretty much it. You have a choice band on this Dugtrio. It's pretty fast. It's one of the fastest Pokemon in the format. Ground and Steel are actually really strong coverage. And pretty much you're just going to go for really strong Earthquakes and Iron Heads on this team and Sucker Punch for the priority if you really do need that option. Terra Ground to hit it as hard as possible. Tantrum to play around any wide guards. Pretty strong Pokemon that can be fast. You have that choice band to boost up the damage output so it can actually do some impressive amounts of damage. That's all I really need to say about it. And finally, the Noivern with the telepathy. So you can go for moves like the Discharge with the Dedenne, and if you did Tear with the Noivern, you can still go for Earthquake with your Dugtrio next to it. And you have the Cover Cloak to prevent any fake outs from affecting the Noivern. Noivern's a really fast Pokemon in the format, one of the fastest ones out there, and can go for Tailwind, which is really nice to boost up the speed of these Pokemon. Make sure you're outspeeding Pokemon like Sneasler and a bunch of others. Can have some pretty good coverage with that Air/Draco Meteor. The Tailwind speed control very valuable, and the Terra Steel option as a defensive typing against Ice and Fairy type moves. Overall, you do have quite a few things you could go for with this team. The Leafeon with the Fake Tears is a pretty big strategy to this combination of the Ninetales and the Dedenne. You could go for Fake Tears into a really strong attack, knock off the Assault Vest items out there. Solar Blade will still hit hard on the physical side as well. And there's another trick you can do with this Leafeon with the Fake Tears. You can actually go for Fake Tears into your own Malamar. And because of how Contrary works, normally you would be able to get a -2 in the special defense, but with Malamar's Contrary, you do get a +2 special defense boost, and then you can stack that boost on Superpower and allow Malamar to be a really heavy tank out there that's continuing to boost up its attacks with Superpower. Next, you also have a interesting mode with the Dugtrio and the Noivern and the Dedenne, really strong spread moves with the Tailwind, the Telepathy on Noivern, going for really strong damage of Choice Banded Earthquakes, Choice Specs Discharge, and really strong spread moves like the Heat Wave from the Ninetales, at least boosted in Sun. Really just supposed to be doing some pretty strong damage output. Malamar for specific matchups like Side Spam as well as Topsy-Turvey to help out against the Dundozo matchup, because otherwise it would be a little bit of a struggle. And you do have some moves that can bail you out, especially when you have the combination of the Hypnosis on the Ninetales if you need to build up some turns so you can actually get some damage off. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Slacking, Wheezing with Pelipper, Archaludon, Clefable, and Como. Alright, we have a lot of scary stuff. Rain, they have Wheezing. Alright, how do I want to manage this? I think I'm definitely bringing my Sun stuff. I think I'm going to bring... I think I go with the Dugtrio plus Noivern should be the best against Slacking Wheezing combination. I don't know if they're going to lead Rain because of the Ninetales that I have to threaten the Sun. I am bringing the Ninetales for sure. I don't think I bring Leafeon because I don't think Leafeon's that good against this team. I think I bring Dedenne because I need a Como answer. I guess I could have brought Malamar because I could have Topsy-Turvey the Como, but I don't really have the best things that damage Como, so I think I need to bring the Dedenne. We'll see how this goes because I have no clue. I have no clue how this is gonna go. We'll find out. All right, what are you leading for my opponent? Gonna be the lead of Como Clefable. Okay. I think I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna... Do I Terra here? I think I always Terra the Dugtrio because I don't really need Terra Steel on this mon. I don't really need the Terra Flying, and Terra Electric doesn't really help me too much. So you know what? Let's go for a very powerful Earthquake and a Tailwind. They should just click Follow Me, and they should just click Clanger Soul. I'm gonna go for the Terra Ground, Earthquake, and a Tailwind. If this is Terra, if this is what I think it is, if it's Clanger Soul. If it's Belly Drum, we should be fine. And unless they go for a Life Dew immediately. But let's see. Go for the Terra Ground with the Dugtrio. Powerful ground type attacks. Let's see. How much? Tailwind? Wait, they didn't follow me. I could have Air Slash or Draco'd. Okay. Earthquake gonna come out. Telepathy, but we're flying type anyway. It's still weird that we get hit by the text with that. Earthquake. Good damage. They do go for Clanger Soul, okay. Is this Life Dew? I think if it's Life Dew, I don't think that saves a Como, unless they have Pinch Berry. Alright. So they get all the boost. Are they throat spray, which is what I would anticipate normally? Are you throat spray? It did actually life do. Wow, that's greedy. I think the Clefable goes down to Earthquake if I'm not mistaken. And if Earthquake doesn't knock out the Como, the Air Slash will. Oh, with the leftovers, they might be able to hang on. Okay, this could get a little bit scary. But yeah, we're going to go for Earthquake. We're going to go for Air Slash. Yeah, the fact that this moment, it really just depends on if Como lives to Terra Ground Earthquake at that range. They attacked with Clefable. That's aggressive here. Okay. Oh, I guess they're going to go for the Life Dew. Oh, they're going for the Life Dew again. I should have targeted Clefable. Oh, but I still KO'd a Clefable anyway. All right. Dugtrio is actually putting in a good amount of work. I was like, oh, wait, this could be bad if they survived the Terra Ground Earthquake. They did not live the Terra Ground Earthquake, however, which is beautiful. Archaludon coming in. Archaludon. That's just Earthquake and an Air Slash. If they Terra into Terra Grass to resist the Earthquake, I have Ninetales that will come in and put in a good amount of work. Yeah, I can just Air Slash here safely and go for the Earthquake. We do see a Terra come out. I don't think there's a Terra that saves them other than maybe Terra flying on the Como, but it is going to be the Terra flying on the Archaludon. Huh. Not what I expected. Como goes for a double, fails. Beautiful. So I am able to get the Air Slash off into the Como. It does actually pick up the knockout, which is nice. Although we still have to deal with Archaludon, which is actually still a very big threat. We will go for the Earthquake, but it won't hit anything because they do have Terra flying on Archaludon. And we're going to see Dragon Pulse come out into the Noivern, which is able to pick up the knockout. But I'm okay with the Noivern getting knocked out this turn. All right. So I'm going out into Dedenne here. Dedenne is probably the play because I have Volt Switch enabled. Pelipper is going to come in. Now we can bring out the Ninetales with the Weather. Okay, excellent. I'm always switching out into Ninetales for this slot because I don't want to Earthquake my own Dedenne. And we are going to go for a Volt Switch into... I think I targeted the Pelipper. Because Pelipper is probably the biggest threat currently on the field. I'm a bit worried if they start stacking Tailwind with Pelipper and then it gets a bit annoying there. I don't want to really give the Archaludon any boosts. Like, Ninetales is in a pretty good spot. I want to break a Sash on Pelipper because then I could Fire Blast it. So Volt Switch going to come out into the Pelipper. It actually just picks up the knockout too. Because if they weren't Focus Sash on the Pelipper, I was in a really good spot then. So we are able to eliminate the Pelipper, and that means no Weather Balls that I have to worry about. No Tailwinds that I have to worry about. Archaludon is isolated. And now I can just keep threatening a huge amounts of damage into the Archaludon with... I don't even have to go for Hypnosis. I can go for like Iron Head. I can go for the... Fire Blast, but yeah, Flash Cannon. Look at how much damage that did to my Dugtrio. But we'll go for a Fire Blast. And we'll go for an Iron Head into Archaludon. Either way, I'm relying on my Dedenne, which should be able to clean up the game because of the fact you did Terra Flying. And now are weak to Thunderbolt. So, looking like a nice spot. Iron Head going to come out into Archaludon. Actually did some pretty good damage. That's actually pretty good damage. Fire Blast gonna come out too. Will I even need the Dedenne to come back? I probably will, unless they target the Ninetales, which is fair. They did target the Ninetales, but I do win by clicking Iron Head now. So I will click Heat Wave because it's more accurate now, and we go for the Iron Head. All right. Able to pick up the win. Beautiful. Oh, dude, Life Dew Clefable. When I saw the Protect and the Clefable didn't Protect, I'm like, oh no. But luckily, Dugtrio actually powered through that team, which is insane to me. We were able to Terra Ground Earthquake through that team, which was beautiful. And the only way it would have gone really bad, I guess, is if they... I mean, the thing is, if they didn't set up, the Como was in a weird spot. Like, I think their team was just in a really awkward spot. If, like, they took a knockout, And if they clang your soul like they did, just, yeah, like they couldn't really utilize it. Dondozo, Tatsugiri, the Archaludon, Sylveon, Dragonite, and King Gambit. Oh, geez, what is this? Oh, this is actually, no, this was a standard team, like during the beginning of the first Global Challenge of Regulation H. Wasn't a Choice Band Dragonite on this team? I think a Assault Vest on the King Gambit. All right. This is not terrible, but the Sylveon actually makes this pretty annoying. I do want to bring the Noivern. I think Noivern is good here. I want to bring Noivern, and I want to bring... This is going to be a weird game because I think I want to bring Noivern. I want to bring Malamar for the Topsy-Turvey. I want the Dugtrio because it's good against the Steels. I want the Dedenne because I think it's actually good offensively against a lot of their team. Like, unironically, it's good against their team. So I think I'm going to bring these four. I'm going to leave the Sun Mode behind because it's like okay. We get like decent damage in a Dozo with like Solar Blade. If they Terra, we could go for like fake Tears. But I think this Dozo, if I'm not mistaken, is Terra Flying Terra Blast usually. And they drop Wave Crash. So I don't think that's going to help me. That actually makes it worse for me. But let's see. It's going to be Dondozo and Archaludon. All right. Versus the Noivern and the Dugtrio. Am I switching into Malamar straight up? I think I am. I think I'm going to go for the Tailwind and I'm going to go straight into my Malamar. Because if they decide to go to Tatsugiri, we have the Topsy-Turvey play, and I don't know if they really want to take an Earthquake here. So let's see. They could protect Archaludon, I suppose, and if they have a attack, they can go for it. Okay, we caught the Archaludon switching. Show me the Tatsugiri. Beautiful. Beautiful. If they get the KO into Noivern, it's not the best, but like, I'll take it. It's like way better than what we could have had. All right, here comes the boost from the Dondozo with the Tatsugiri. All right, let's see. Come on, come on, come on. As long as Malamar survives the turn, we're okay. We're gonna see a Terra come out from the Dondozo. Okay, interesting. What is your Terra? Gonna be, it is Terra Flying, so I don't know why they actually Terra Flying. I don't know if they had any risk of anything, but sure. It looks like it is gonna be a Terra Flying Terra Blast. Tailwind gonna come out from the Noivern, hoping that Malamar does tank whatever attack's coming out. Terra Blast gonna come out. This is in a Noivern? Okay, yeah. So I'm probably losing Noivern here, but you know what? At the trade of Dondozo and potentially catching the Tatsugiri, still not a terrible trade. I would have liked to protect, but so be it. We're gonna go out into our Dedenne, and we're just gonna go straight for the Thunderbolts. So we're gonna go for, I could go for the Terra, but I don't think there's really any point of it. I'm just gonna go for Thunderbolt into the Dondozo, and I'm gonna go for Topsy-Turvey. Is there a reason why I would click Dazzling Gleam? There is Archaludon, but I still think I'm okay against Archaludon. You know what? Let's go for Topsy-Turvey. They go for Protect, which doesn't really, I mean, it does still have Tailwind turns. The only way I think this goes bad is if they get Triple Protect. If they get Triple Protect. Which then I should have protected the Noivern. Actually, maybe I should protect the Noivern as the first move and then went for the Tailwind Topsy-Turvey combo. But I don't really, like, I think I could have done it either way, but it might have been more optimal. But either way, we're going to go for the Thunderbolt. We're going to go for a Topsy-Turvey in the Dondozo. So Thunderbolt into the Dondozo. Actually, that does a good amount of damage. That did a good amount of damage. And Topsy-Turvy onto Dondozo is so satisfying. They go for Earthquake, but this is -2 Dondozo. Yeah, Dedenne absolutely eats. Beautiful. Malamar able to heal back some HP. Excellent. And we can go for a Thunderbolt into the Dondozo. And we can go for a Superpower and get our +1 defense boost. They're going to go for Protect. Sure. Souls out to our Tailwind. I don't think it really changes that much anyway, because it would have been the same case anyway. The only thing that actually benefits me, because I get more leftovers recovery, so I'll take it. Dundoza's not living the attack. They already used their Terra. I just got to figure out, okay, how does the rest of the board position? Because I still have to get rid of the Tatsugiri, which is a big thing because of the Dugtrio. Unless it's not Scarf on the Tatsugiri, which maybe it's not. We're going to go for a Thunderbolt into Dundozo, and we're going to go for the Superpower into the Dundozo. So goodbye, Dundozo. We have gotten that Topsy-Turvey off into Dundozo, which allowed us to take the hit, which is the big thing. And Superpower is going to get into the Tatsugiri. I don't know if you're Sash or not, but this still really helps out. Ooh, we even get a critical hit, so we get more damage in Tatsugiri. That doesn't really change too much, but of course it's always appreciated. All right. So this is Sylveon coming out. Interesting. It can't Terra anymore. I'm feeling pretty good about the spot. I'm just going to go for Thunderbolt and a Tatsugiri, and I'm going to go for Protect with the Malamar. They go for a Helping Hand with the Tatsugiri into the Sylveon. Okay, so that's actually really good for me because I protected Malamar. And because I protected Malamar, here comes a Thunderbolt off into the Tatsugiri. Like, Tatsugiri was the one with coverage because I couldn't Terra with my Malamar because of the Muddy Water threat. But I am very happy with this turn, being able to get rid of Tatsugiri. We're going to trade the Dedenne response, so it's a 2v2 situation. But I do not think that this is a bad spot at all. Actually, I might just win the endgame with my... Do I win the endgame with just Dugtrio? Maybe. So we're going to see our Caldon come in, but I click Earthquake here. I guess this is tricky still. Like, I always want to go for Earthquake. I could Iron Head to Sylveon to guarantee. Actually, I could Iron Head to Sylveon to guarantee because I should live 1+1 Electroshot, right? Actually, no. Yeah, I should Iron Head here. And Superpower. I was thinking of just Earthquaking myself. And it could have worked out, but I don't think it's necessary. I think I just Superpower the Arcaludon and get the damage and Iron Head into Sylveon. Iron Head picks up the knockout on Sylveon. Excellent. And now Arcaludon's isolated alone. So they're going to go for Electroshots. I already protected the previous turn, so there's not really any point here. They are getting a +1. I could have Topsy-Turvey to Arcaludon too, but I don't think it was really worth it here. It is a Power Herb set on Arcaludon. Should just be a sturdy Arcaludon. Yeah, Malamar, this one has some pretty good bulk. So Superpower going to come out into the Arcaludon. Really huge amounts of damage. Able to get another boost with the Malamar. And I think since it's not Stamina, 2 Iron Head should KO the Arcaludon if this first one doesn't. So beautiful. Got the Topsy-Turvey on Dundozo. That is very much appreciated. And yeah, we just guarantee the win with Superpower plus Iron Head. Awesome. Awesome. Just... the fact that I was able to get rid of Dundozo Tatsugiri. We did take some trades here, but I felt the trades were pretty valuable because the Alolan Dugtrio was actually really good in the back. And yeah, the only thing I probably could have done better was just protect turn 1, not to lose Noivern, then Tailwind on turn 2 to go for the Topsy-Turvey. But I wanted that Tailwind in case they went for... actually, if like they made the other play that I was thinking of, which is protect Dundozo and go for Draco Meteor for some reason, but they really shouldn't do that in that case because the Dugtrio is threatening the Arcaludon. So now I do think I should protect the Noivern. Chandelure, Whimsicott, Sylveon, Amoonguss, Rillaboom, and Mienshao. That is an interesting team. Huh, okay. What does really well is actually Malamar. Malamar can set up to a beautiful game position. The Noivern is actually not too bad either. With Air Slash, Covert Cloak does threaten. So there's a lot of things I could bring here. I think what I'd probably rule out is Dedenne because they have triple grasp as well as pretty good special defense in general. I like Malamar with the Terra Fire. I like the Leafeon because I think if I go for Fake Tears into my Malamar, it's actually a pretty good situation. Because I get the +2 special defense. I really like the Dugtrio as well. It threatens offensively against their team. And then Ninetales is really good against triple grass. So I think I'm going to lead the Leafeon plus the Malamar. There is a chance I bring the Ninetales as a lead, but... I don't really want to power out the Chandelure. That's the problem. Chandelure is a huge threat. And I want to make sure that I have enough firepower to get rid of it quickly. So I'll bring Malamar lead, and I want to get that fake tears off immediately, as well as some superpowers, so I can start boosting up, and then hopefully I'm able to win the game with Malamar by itself, but we'll find out. Gonna be Whimsicott Sylveon. Okay, this is actually perfect because I'm pretty sure they're just gonna go for Tail and Hyper Voice, and this is the perfect opportunity for me to get the fake tears plus the Terrifier superpower. So we're gonna go for a Terra Ghost. We could Solar Blade the Sylveon and switch into Ninetales. That's also another play. Also, if I led Dugtrio, this would have been incredible, but not too bad. We will fake tears, and we are going to go for the Terra. We're going to go for the superpower, and I'm going to target down the... I need damage on both. I'm probably just going to target the Sylveon and get the damage immediately. I'm okay with the Terra because fire types are just good against their team in general. Let's see what they decide, but I'm expecting the Terra... If this is Terra Ground Sylveon, I guess that's like the only concern, but with the +2 special defense, I should be okay. Let's see. Alan comes out, not too surprising. This should be Sylveon Hyper Voice. Yep. Okay. Did a lot to the Leafeon. Fake Tear is going to come out into my Malamar. Now we'll be able to sponge up that attack even better the next turn. Superpower going to come out into the Sylveon, get some chip. But more importantly, the defense boost is really crucial. All right. Leftovers for heal is quite a bit. They don't really have a strategy that really shuts down the Malamar either. So this is looking pretty good. Getting to boost up before Rillaboom and Mienshao come out is fantastic. Gonna go for a Detect to stall out some turns and superpower the Whimsicott here, because I do need to break a sash on Whimsicott if it is focus sash on the Whimsicott. They go for a Moonblast into Malamar. As you can see, I just absolutely tank it and Hyper Voice. I could also Throat Chop the Sylveon to prevent the Hyper Voices, but they're just doing so little, unless you crit me, of course. I was about to say they're doing so little damage it doesn't matter, but that is not great. Okay. Man, that's such a rough one. I'm going to Ninetales because I want to keep Leafeon around on the field because it still has value. And I guess I'm going to Throat Chop the Sylveon now to prevent Hyper Voices later on. And that's such an annoying crit, man. That's such an annoying crit. We'll bring out the Ninetales. So Sun will be up. Moonblast again. Yeah, we tank it. Like, look at how little would have done without the crit earlier. Because the Throat Chop actually does some pretty good damage to the Sylveon. But more importantly, we will be able to stick around with the Malamar. And now we can threaten a Heat Wave double knockout unless the Whimsicott is Protect. I will go for the Heat Wave, and I'm going to go for a... Do I Protect? I guess I don't need to Protect here. I think I'm going to Throat Chop again. I'm going to Throat Chop the Sylveon just in case. We go for a Moonblast. We tank it. Special attack boost, sure. Terra Blast. All right. We do end up taking damage. Oh, I was hoping that Malamar would be able to hang on from the Terra Blast if it was Terra Blast. But I want to cover if they swapped out in a Chandelure. Like, I really want to punch the Chandelure switch. Please hit the Heat Waves. Okay. Don't get the Sylveon, but we get the Whimsicott, which is nice at least. Okay. I'm going to go out into Dugtrio because I don't know what they're bringing out. It is Chandelure. Yeah, okay. So I'm bringing Dugtrio because I can actually threaten heavy damage into Chandelure. I'm going for Hypnosis, double up into Chandelure with a Stomping Tantrum. Or do I want an Iron Head? Because I didn't want to bring out Leafeon because there was a chance they could have quick attacked with the Sylveon. I just don't know what Terra your Chandelure is. Are you actually Terra Grass on this team though? You have already 3 grass types. You know what? I'm Stomping Tantrum the Chandelure. I'm expecting the Terra. I just don't know what Terra you are. Terra Flying would not be great though. All right, Chandelure Terras. I can't believe you're actually Terra Grass. Okay. I'm gonna need some sleep turns with the Hypnosis and the Land after getting crit earlier, because Malamar would have still been fine healthy. They go for a quick attack because they're expecting to get knocked out and want to break a potential Focus Sash. Tangling Hair is gonna activate. It's Scarf. Why? Malamar was so good, man. It would have been so fine. It would have been so fine without the crit. +2, Sped Def. We would have been completely all right. I mean, sure, I could have protected, but even if I protected, the fact that I was already so low on HP, I don't think it would have mattered. I needed to be decently healthy. I would have to live Quick Attack. Maybe. You know what? I'm Fire Blasting the Sylveon, and I'm going to go for Solar Blade into the Chandelure. Actually, no, I knock off the Chandelure so I can outspeed it. Quick Attack. Yeah, I can't KO. I can't survive. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I felt like this match was completely winnable with Malamar, but I guess that's what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket. But I'm not really expecting to get crit immediately with my Malamar. All right, who was the last? Rillaboom, I think. Yeah, I think Malamar, or that's not really Mienshao. Mienshao would have still been a bit of an issue. I think I would have been okay, man. I think I would have. Unlucky. Unlucky. That's just how it goes sometimes, unfortunately, when you try to go a defensive strat. Armarouge, Indeedee, Ursaluna, the Bronzong, Mousehold, and Annihilate. As long as there's no weird weak armor, weakness policy strat, I think I'm okay here. But that's easier said than done. The thing is, the Bronzong is, well, you're not going to bring Bronzong against the Sun team unless you really want to go for the Terra Bronzong immediately, right? I don't think you would. I'm trying to figure out like what's the best way to approach this, because I do like the Dugtrio Earthquake puts on a lot of pressure. Dugtrio puts in a lot of pressure alongside Noivern. The thing is, I want to dedicate resources to beat the size spam and bring the Malamar, but Malamar isn't the greatest against this team. I mean, it could be good with superpower. The thing is, if I don't bring Dedenne, I feel really weak to Mouseape, but do I want to bring Ninetales is the question. I guess like I don't need Ninetales. It's not bad in a Mouseape either though. I think I'll bring Malamar, and the thing is I won't have Pokemon with Protect if I bring Dedenne, but you know what? I will bring Dedenne. I would really like not to rely on Hypnosis in this game. Giving the Armarouge potential Sun Boost attacks isn't ideal, so let's try it out. Let's try it out. I'm gonna try out this team, see how well it can perform with the Dedenne. I'm just gonna try to overpower the team if I get the reads right. We're gonna see the Indeedee Armarouge, which is not too surprising as I do lead the Noivern plus the Dugtrio. No Psychic Seed is a good start. I'm going for Terra Ground Earthquake. There's not really a defensive play that I think I want in the back. Yeah, I don't really need Terrafire. I'm just gonna go for Draco Meteor and Terra Ground Earthquake. I could see Terras on their side. I don't know what the Terra is on Armarouge. I'm just trying to brute force this team, man. I really think I need to try and brute force this team. Bring out the Terra Ground on the Dugtrio. Go for as much damage as I possibly can. They protect the Armarouge, which is great because if I am able to KO the Indeedee, that's incredible. Here comes the Draco Meteor into the Indeedee. That's really good damage, actually. I'm pretty sure Terra Ground Earthquake will always pick up that knockout. So here comes Terra Ground Earthquake from Dugtrio into the Indeedee. Please knock out the Indeedee. Please knock out the Indeedee. I'm begging. I really need this KO. Okay. Indeedee goes down. I was like, that has to be max defense Indeedee, right? Okay, good start. Good start. Granted, it's still not an easy road. Is that Bronzong? Ah, that actually is Bronzong. Huh. That's tough. The thing is, I want to set up the Malamar with superpower, but this Bronzong is making it super difficult. I could Earthquake and Air Slash the Armourouge, I suppose. Oh, I'm just worried about getting swept by Bear as the last Mon. I don't really have the best tools though, so I think I have to commit and just go straight for the damage. We're going to see a Terra come out. This should be Armourouge, I'm guessing. Yep, Armourouge does come out with the Terra. Going to be the Terra Grass. Okay, that's the worst case. I was really hoping it was just going to be like a standard Terra Psychic, but Terra Grass is not great here. We do go for the Air Slash. -2. Still does an okay amount of damage though. Earthquake. If this is a weak armor, this would actually help me so much. But I have a feeling it's probably not weak armor. Earthquake going to come out into the slots. Decent damage, I suppose. Expanding Force probably blows back both my Pokemon. Oh, wow. Noivern actually hanged on, which actually is kind of clutch. Noivern hanging on is definitely usable. Okay. Life Orb. Trickun comes out. All right. All right, the problem is breaking through the Bronzong is going to be extremely difficult. And I mean extremely difficult. I do have Topsy-Turvey though, so if they do have Iron Defense, I guess I can set up for a position. I definitely need to superpower the Armourouge and I will protect my Noivern. I think the big thing is, are you protect Iron Defensing this turn? I don't think you should. I think you should always just go for the Heat Wave because getting that free switch would be really strong for you. Yeah, you don't protect here. Ursaluna Hard Switch would have been bad for me, but let's see. Yep, Iron Defense is going to come out. All right, not too surprising. Heat Wave, yep, as anticipated. That does so much damage into Malamar. We will be able to get a superpower off, though, into the Armourouge, which is able to pick up a knockout at least. Okay. We have leftovers, which is actually going to help us. Oh, this is good. I mean, the game is not over, but this is definitely going to be a rough position. This is always going to be Ursaluna, probably protecting. I don't know what the Bronzong's doing, though. Ursaluna comes in. I think I always need to superpower the Bronzong because I need that defense boost. So I can take on the Ursaluna and I go to Dedenne. I think I'm going to rely on Topsy-Turvey towards the end of the game. So I need another boost. I'm switching out to Noivern because I don't think the Dedenne is in fear here. Like, they could protect the Ursaluna Body Press coming up. Yeah, they do protect the Ursaluna. Good. Iron Defense again. I thought about Topsy-Turvying, but I just don't think I can afford to. I don't think I can afford to in this case. Superpower going to come out into the Bronzong. All right. It's winnable. Leftovers Bronzong's pretty bad, actually. If it was Goggles, it would be easier to deal with. Okay. The leftovers healing. Are they going to go for Earthquake? Or are they going to go on the offense here? Or are they going to go for... I mean, they're probably just going to go for the Body Press. I might need 2 protects. I might need 2 protects here. I'm going to go out into Noivern because they should always just go for a... If I get 2 protects, I can win, I think. I think if I get 2 protects, I can win. Because this is probably going to be Earthquake Body Press, or they're going to go for Facade Body Press, double up into Malamar. So we'll see what happens, but ideally, I hang on throughout the 2 turns. Then they protect Ursaluna to reverse Trick Room, and then I go for that Topsy-Turvy into Bronzong. Bring out the Noivern. Protect to get leftovers recovery. Let's see. Body press coming out into the Malamar. Is this Earthquake? I don't think you ever facade Dedenne. Headlong rush into Malamar as well. That makes sense. Okay. All right, I do need a double protect here. There is no... I could sack the Dedenne, but if I sack the Dedenne, I just lose anyway. Because then I don't have my boost on Malamar. I need a double protect here. Yeah. Yeah, I need a double protect here. Granted, I do think that these are the best mons I could have had in this situation. Yeah, let's just go for that double protect. Let's go for an air slash because there's no way they attack the Noivern in this spot. They're definitely going to... And if they attack Noivern, that means they didn't attack the Malamar with one of their mons, which means I always hang on. So I'm going for the air slash into the Ursaluna for chip, and I'm going for the double protect. I don't care if they read the double protect, by the way. It works out fine if they do. All right, let's see. Come on. If they attack the Noivern, it's so good for me, but I really don't think that's likely. That is so big. That double protect is so big. Wait, they actually body press the Noivern? There's no way Facade knocked me out, but I will gladly take that. I went from Facade into my Noivern. Okay, perfect. This is so ideal. Okay, now the game, even though we had a really good turn, the fact that they actually attacked is actually crazy to me, but we are going to go for the Dedenne here. I need you to protect the Ursaluna and Trick Room. I'm going for the Topsy-Turvey into the Bronzong, and I'm going for a Dazzling Gleam. I need him to go for protect. Yes. 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 Topsy-Turvey is going to save my run. Dazzling Gleam is going to come out into the Bronzong, get that chip damage. But more importantly, this Topsy-Turvey is going to come out of Bronzong. You are now -4 defense. So your body presses are not doing any damage. The fact that they give me leftovers turns recovery, and now I should be able to tar down the Ursaluna and survive the double up should be really safe here. Okay. Oh, it didn't look good for most of the game, but we are able to rob Hard Tricker with the double protect, which was my best win con. Also, I guess I didn't need the double protect, other than it did help, but the fact they didn't double the Malamar actually meant that I could have still won this game. We're going to go for Superpower. We're going to go for Dazzling Gleam. It still comes down to me surviving Facade, though. They Iron Defense here, so now they're -2. Okay. A Earthquake, sure. Facade would have been close. I actually don't know if I would live Facade at that range. Here comes the Superpower at +2. I do KO the Ursaluna, so that should be game. I don't think they can beat Malamar at +3 defense. Oh, that actually Facade looked really close. Alongside Body Press, it might have actually been able to pick up the knockout. I might have been overestimating the Malamar +2, but... Oh, thank goodness. They probably expect to protect, but I can't really give them room to. I couldn't afford to get the leftovers recovery because, yeah, like if I did protect Malamar there, obviously the position was really bad. So, Throat Chop here. You're going to go for Iron Defense there at neutral. I mean, even if you boost up to back to like what, plus... What do you need again? Like +2? Like, wow, that Throat Chop actually just KO'd. Then again, we were +3 attack at that point. KO Bronzong, good game. Like, even if you Iron Defense and you get to positive, I can make you go negative once Shuriken turns are getting stalled out and I can go for the Topsy-Turvey again. But yeah. Okay, I guess the double protector did matter because the damage was a bit more than I anticipated. That's all I'm gonna say. But you know what? Malamar really flipped that game around. Como, Primarina, Incineroar, Sinistra, Porygon 2, and Ursaluna. Alright. Very, very bulky team. Very bulky team. I have a few ways I can beat this. It's probably Clanger Soul on the Como. Como is tough to deal with. I think it's probably Dedenne lead. Dedenne is pretty solid because it can threaten Dazzling Gleam. I think it's Dedenne plus Malamar. Malamar is going to be super crucial in this game. I need to make sure I have ways to beat Primarina, that's for certain. Do I bring Dugtrio? It is one of the best offensive tools. Leafeon can put in work, but it's only good against Primarina. I guess Solar Blade. Actually, Knockoff is actually pretty good in this matchup. I should probably bring Leafeon. Dugtrio is nice. I don't know if I bring it though. I think I'd rather bring Ninetales because Hypnosis and the way that I can put on pressure. The way I can weaken Hyper Voice on Primarina if I have to Terra. Because there is a chance I do Terra here. Let's see. Oh, this is a rough looking one. This is a rough looking one. I do think a lot of this is just how well I can play with the Malamar. Gonna be Sinistra and Incineroar. So this actually works out really well lead wise because I do lead the Malamar and Dedenne. All right. So I will superpower the Incineroar and Volt Switch the Incineroar. Actually, do I want to take the KO into Incineroar? Well, I do want I want the defense boost, that's for sure. Like I do need the defense boost. So I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch into Incineroar as well as the superpower into Incineroar as well. If they, I guess they could Terra Ghost the Incineroar and Parting Shots. That would be not great. Should I have throw chopped? Okay, but they go on the offense, which is nice. That was a play they could have went for. And that would have not been great because Ursaluna would have got in for free and I didn't get the boost. But I don't think they're going for that, thankfully. I am going to go out into Leafeon, I think. Because if I go Leafeon, I can threaten the knockoff into the Ursaluna in the following turns. Superpower, we outspeed the Incineroar, pick up the knockout into the Incineroar, which is really good for me. Okay. All right, nice. All right, Incineroar goes down. We're going to see the Trick Room probably coming out from the Sinistra. Yep. Okay, perfect. I really want the boost, so that's going to be crucial. I don't think I need to Dedenne too much. Well, Primarina is still a threat, but Leafeon is also good against Primarina. Porygon 2 coming in is not what I've anticipated. What? Okay. It's a special attack boost. Are you going for the Leafeon or are you going for... Interesting. Are they going to Terra Flying? I'm trying to figure out what their plan is here. I think my best play is just to knock off the Porygon 2 and protect the Malamar. We do see a Terra. I wouldn't be surprised if there's Terra Flying. I don't know what the threat is though for them because I imagine it's going to still be the Malamar, but I'm not sure. I really want to get rid of the Violet first before attacked. We will protect with Malamar. I don't know if they're doubling up the Leafeon. Find out. Gotcha is not too surprising. All right, it does land on the Leafeon. They do Terra Blast and Malamar. Okay, perfect. So I am able to get rid of that Violet on the Porygon. That's huge. Okay. Getting rid of that Violet on Porygon is very, very good because that's going to affect the later parts of this game. Also, now I'm pretty sure Dedenne KOs it, so all I have to do is get rid of the things around Porygon 2 to potentially win. I should be able to tank attacks with my Malamar just fine. I'm going to go for Fake Tears, though, into Malamar, and I'm going to go for a... Do I want Topsy-Turvey? I don't want to... I'm a bit worried about the burns, but... I think what I'll do, I'll Topsy-Turvey to Porygon 2 so it has minus special attack, because I want to stall out these turns as effectively as possible. And if I Throw Chop to Sinistra, then I'm worried about, I'm a little bit worried if I do Throw Chop to Sinistra and it becomes a bit annoying. Oh, I should have actually. That did more damage than I thought. Okay, here comes Terra Blast into the Malamar. Ooh, wait, that's doing more damage than I was expecting. We get a Topsy-Turvey off into the Porygon, and we are able to go for the fake tears into our Malamar. So now we have a plus special defense. Okay. I guess if we Terra, it should be fine though. I'm going to go for a knockoff into the Porygon slot, and I'm going to go for... I think I want one more turn of Leftovers recovery. I don't care if they take the knockout on Leafeon, so I'm going to protect the Malamar again. Yeah, because they might switch out into Ursaluna at this point. They're playing a bit impatient, and this works out huge in my favor. Yeah, so Ursaluna comes in, and what's nice is I do get the knockoff. Unless they... No, Rage Power doesn't work here, so this is really ideal. Unless I had Terra Fire, Throat Chopped, and knocked off, it would have been way better, but this still works out pretty well for me. They also Terra'd already, so I can get in my Ninetales and be in a good spot too. Yeah, here comes a knockoff into Ursaluna, which will get rid of that Flame Orb on the Ursaluna. Leftovers is going to heal the Malamar. I think I always just knock out the Sinistcha. Like, I want to play aggressive here. I don't see a reason not to. And I'm just going to go for a superpower. I don't care if I lose. The only way I lose both Pokemon here... I can't lose both Pokemon, right? Unless I get crit by the Ursaluna. Because they have to double up a slot to pick up a knockout. And I'm okay if they do that. I'm going to go for a Throat Chop into the Sinistcha. And I'm going to go for a knockoff into Sinistcha. They go for Headlong Rush, which I should hang... Ooh, I didn't hang on, but that's fine. Okay. I don't go down here, right? They go for Matcha Gotcha. Single target? I don't think this. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, that's why. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Or maybe it did. The Matcha Gotcha damage was building up. Okay, that is really not ideal, actually. That is really not ideal. I think this is still very winnable, but that obviously could have gone better. So we bring out our Dedenne, we bring out our Ninetales. They are -1 special defense on the Ursaluna, so they probably go down to Dazzling Gleam plus Heat Wave. Terra-wise, I don't ever Terra the Dedenne, so I guess it's always the Ninetales. And yes, we're going to go for a Heat Wave and a Dazzling Gleam. I just don't know. Does Ursaluna protect so Sinistcha is able to get a Trick Room off? Because I could Fire Blast the Sinistcha. Problem is the Sinistcha a Citrus Berry. I'm a bit worried about Heat Wave activating Citrus Berry and not KOing, but let's go for the Heat Wave Dazzling Gleam, I think. Oh, wait, hold on. They retreat the Sinistcha out into Porygon. Wait, so this should work then, depending on what they do here, because I get too much damage from Porygon. The knockoff was really crucial for earlier. I am actually still wondering about the Leafeon, if it did survive the Matcha Gotcha or not. I feel like it might have just been a mistake not to just protect. I probably should have just I should have sacked now that I think about it. Because Leafeon was in a good position to go for like Fake Tears Heat Wave combination. All right, they don't protect at all, so I am able to go for the Dazzling Gleam and the Heat Wave, and because I am Choice Specs, yes, okay. Ursaluna goes down, and that's beautiful. The only way this would have gone bad is if they protected the Ursaluna, but that means you're leaving the Sinistcha vulnerable to a Fire-type move from Ninetales, and I wasn't sure if my opponent was going to exactly do that, so I thought, okay, at worst case, they might protect... They might attack with the Ursaluna, and if they attack with Ursaluna, I get the knockout with the Dazzling Gleam plus the Heat Wave, so... Because Ursaluna goes down and the fact that they switched out, so they didn't even get that much mileage out of it, I don't think I can lose, because I think Gleam picks up the knockout Porygon too, and then Sinistcha by itself, unless I miss a crazy amount of Heat Waves, I'll be fine, but Heat Wave does land on the Porygon too. As I expected, not too crazy damage to Sinistcha. Was it Citrus Berry? Like, only Citrus Berry protect, but I thought it was the less likely option my opponent would have went for. Yeah, it was Citrus Berry. Okay. But now we can go for that Dazzling Gleam. Single target won't pick up the knockout, but another attack will. A Trick Room, but sure. I have Wyland's Heat Wave, so it's a 99% chance to hit the Sinistcha. And I don't know if they get enough Matcha Gotcha healing. Especially if they miss. No, it should be over then. Maybe if you crit it today? I don't think you get enough healing. I'm pretty sure Dazzling Gleam is finishing it off. Even with a crit, I don't know. But the burn, not going to matter on the Dedenne, as Gleam should finish off the Sinistra. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I think I did play sloppy in the mid game, but I do think my early turns were really good with just me going for knockoff, not allowing them to get like really good positioning off the Ursaluna under Trick Room, because they started getting a bit impatient, and that's what I really like to capitalize. Like, their Trick Room turns were running out. They were like, oh, I need to bring in Ursaluna because I really need to threaten and utilize these Trick Room turns. Otherwise, because the Porygon got knocked off earlier and the Sinistra still not in the greatest spot against the Malamar was threatened. I think the only way that it could have gone better was if I Terra'd the Malamar earlier with the Throat Chop, but still not too bad. But I do think my mid to late game got a bit sloppy there. Dondozo, Kingambit, Incineroar, Sinistra, Gothitelle, and Blood Moon Ursaluna. All right, no Tatsugiri on this team, but they do have Gothitelle and Ursaluna, which are pretty big threats. I do want to bring Malamar into this game. I think Malamar is pretty good. I think I'm going to do Malamar Leafeon. Yeah, I think Malamar Leafeon is probably super ideal. In the back, though, I don't really like Noivern. It doesn't really accomplish too much. Ninetales, it's okay, but Incineroar is actually a pretty big threat. I don't think I want to power up the Incineroar's Flare Blitz. I kind of want to bring my Choice Mons, because like Dedenne is good into Dondozo, and then Dugtrio is good offensively against everything else, but I don't know, it's gonna be tricky. A lot of this is getting rid of making sure Blood Moon Ursaluna can't do too much damage. Also, because I am leaving the Ninetales behind, I don't have the Solar Blade option. But a lot of my game plan here is going for a knockoff with Leafeon as well as the Fake Tears. If I get a Fake Tears off into my own Malamar, then I might be able to take the Blood Moon Ursaluna attacks, which is kind of the plan here. Incineroar Dondozo leads. Not what I anticipated, but works out. Okay. All right, so we get the attack boost from the contrary, and I don't know, this is gonna be a strange one. I'm just gonna double protect, I think, here, because I don't see a point of not double protecting on the fake out. They also gotta be fearful of like Leaf Blade and a few others. Dondozo runs unaware, so unless this is not unaware Dondozo, Intimidate's not gonna matter here. They fake out my Malamar. Yep. Dozo went for Yawn. Yeah, they went for Yawn into Malamar as well. Okay. I'm going for the superpower into the Incineroar. I don't see a reason not to. I think I'm just going to go for a Fake Tears into my Malamar, or I can knock off the Dozo as well. I think I actually like the knockoff and the Dozo better, I think. They retreat Incineroar. Sinistra's the only one I'm a bit scared of here. Gothitelle is fine. Okay. So Gothitelle comes out. I do get the knockoff into the Dozo, which means no leftovers recovery for the rest of the game, which is important to me. Superpower is going to come out into the Gothitelle, so I do have an attack boost. All right. This is Yawn into the Malamar, which is acceptable. It's not ideal, but it is acceptable. They're probably just going to go for Trick Room. I don't think you're going to fake out plus Yawn here. It's really passive. And you give my Malamar turns to wake up. I'm going for the Throat Chop, and I'm going to Fake Tears my own Malamar on. I'm thinking Blood Moon, or what do you hard switch to Blood Moon Ursaluna? I think Incineroar comes back in potentially, because if I have a grass move, I could go for the grass move into the Dondozo, and it's not a super ideal spot for you. I would like to get +4 on my Malamar through Fake Tears, because it allows Malamar to be an absolute monster. The fact that they're playing passive here works out so well for me. Okay, so they want just the guaranteed sleep status on Malamar, which is fine, because I am able to get a free Fake Tears off, and that's +2 Malamar and going to be +4. Terra wise, I think I go for the Terra with Leafeon into the Terra Ghost to play around Shadow Tag potentially. But I don't have to do that now. I can just go for the Throat Chop into the Gothitelle, as I'm guaranteed to take the first turn of sleep anyway, and just Fake Tears. All right, here comes +4 on Malamar. Nice. And we're gonna see Yawn come out in a Leafeon. That's perfectly acceptable. Trick Room comes out, that's fine. I want to go for a Throat Chop still into the Gothitelle, and I'm gonna go for a Fake Tears again into my Malamar because they have chances to protect stall. I just want to get my +6, so Blood Moon Ursaluna. Malamar is gonna be like, who? There's also no way I don't think they can threaten the knockout into Leafeon either. We're gonna see the Doza retreat. This is either Incineroar or this is Blood Moon Ursaluna most likely. Ursaluna gonna come in, makes sense. There is a weakness policy on the Blood Moon Ursaluna. Okay. That low sweep tech is not something I've seen. I've seen Rock Tomb weakness policy, but low sweep, that's a new one. Luckily, I have just refused to care and go for this sleep or go for this Fake Tears. So now I'm +6 on my Malamar. And this Malamar can click superpower freely into the Ursaluna, which I am going to actually. Why wouldn't I just Topsy-Turvey the Ursaluna, force it out, and then they really cannot do any damage? Yeah, I think that's always the play, actually. Because superpower is not going to KO the Ursaluna in one shot. So I might as well go for it. They also go for the Terra, which is not too surprising. Terra normal, I'd assume. Okay, it would be a super ideal turn if we wake up and get the Topsy-Turvey off, so then we can just spam superpower in the rest of the game. They go for the Blood Moon. It's a +2. How much damage is it going to do to Malamar? Still did some pretty decent damage. I thought I would take a little bit less, but that works out. Psychic going to come out, which is fine. Nice, nice. Topsy-Turvey, Topsy-Turvey, -2. Excellent. So now the Blood Moon Ursaluna not going to have enough firepower throughout the rest of the game. Excellent. And I can get another superpower for that defense boost. So I will go for the superpower into the Ursaluna. And I'm going to go for a... Do I Solar Blade here? Nah, I think I just knock off the Gothitelle. I think Gothitelle probably protects here, which is why I'm going for the superpower in Ursaluna. Oh, wait, Gothitelle switches out, so I can actually switch out the Leafeon now. Okay, Dendozo, sure. Does this protect on Ursaluna? That's fine. Oh, no protect. All right, I get free superpower off in Ursaluna. I was not expecting the KO. That was only plus... Oh, I was +2. I forgot I superpowered the Gothitelle earlier. So I guess I did unnecessary Topsy-Turvey, but you know what? It was really cool to see. Leafeon asleep. But you know what? I don't see how they're beating the Malamar. I do not see how they're beating the Malamar. Gothitelle gonna come back in. I guess they have Fake Out? Like, what's their set? We saw Trick Room. We saw Protect, right? I'm pretty sure we saw Protect. Low Sweep. Fake Out? I mean, I have Dedenne and I have Dugtrio. Dedenne is going to be really good for cleaning up this endgame, so I'm pretty sure I just get rid of the things around the Dondozo. I guess I knock out the Gothitelle, Protect, because I don't want to take Fake Out in the Yawn. Let's see. Yawn, but no... Oh, wait, we saw Psychic. So it's Psychic, Low Sweep, Trick Room, Protect. Okay. Yeah, they take the knockout, but I'm okay with them taking the knockout here into Leafeon. Okay. I guess I should have draw shots, although I still think I'm in a really good spot. Trigger returns to normal, perfect. So I can go out into Dedenne. I threaten the Choice Specs Thunderbolt into Dondozo, and Draw Chop at +2 threatens the Gothitelle. Or is it +3? We're +3, yeah. So we definitely KO the Gothitelle. So we'll Throw Chop and we'll Thunderbolt. If they go Incineroar, that's fine. Yeah, if they go Incineroar, that's okay too. I'm just gonna Thunderbolt and then Throw Chop. All right, Thunderbolt into Dondozo, picks up the knockout. So Dedenne able to knock out with a critical hit. I don't know if that mattered. It was a very powerful Thunderbolt coming out, and we are going to go for the Throat Chop. KO to Gothitelle. Beautiful. Goodbye, Gothitelle. And then it's Incineroar last, but you know what? Fake Tears Malamar coming into play. Like they allow, that's the thing about their super passive team, allowed me to set up, and because of +6 Malamar with the fake tears, self-fake tears, the +2 Ursaluna did some impressive damage. Wasn't able to knock out the Malamar. Topsy-Turvey was unnecessary. I forgot I had the extra boost because I got the Intimidate boost from the Incineroar earlier, so I could have knocked out the Blood Moon. I still actually am kind of shocked I KO'd a +2, but just to be safe, and it worked out. So we go for Superpower, we go for Thunderbolt, we have a Alolan Dugtrio on the back. Yeah, there's nothing they can do, so... Very nice. Very nice. Dragonite, Politoed, or Caledon with Ursaluna, Male Entity, and Sneasler. If I'm not mistaken, these are like pretty common global challenge teams where it's like Covert Cloak, Multi-Scale Dragonite with Choice Specs Politoed a lot of the time on Tailwind. I don't know if it's going to be the case on this team, but I'd say it's probably pretty high. I think Noivern's actually pretty good because we can't get Dire Claw affected. We can go for Tailwind, which is really nice, so I'm going to go for it. I think I'll lead the Noivern plus... I want to bring... I don't want to lead Dugtrio because if they lead Sneasler, it's not ideal. I'm thinking Leafeon or even Dedenne isn't too bad, but Dedenne gets Dire Clawed immediately. I think I'm going to bring Noivern plus Leafeon lead because Leafeon has a Focus Sash and I can at least knock off the Entity, which is pretty big. Ninetales is going to be needed in this game. And then last Pokemon... Am I going with Dedenne or am I going with Dugtrio? I don't want to go with Dedenne, I think. Dugtrio is not bad, but I think Dedenne's coverage is more important, especially because Dragonite seems a bit rough with what I'm bringing. So I think I'd rather just have these four. Let's find out if my opponent decides to lead Entity plus Sneasler or they're going to go to Dragonite mode, which Dragonite mode is fine. Ursaluna Entity is okay too. Okay. All right, Entity with the Psychic Terrain, acceptable. I am just going to double up that Entity with an Air Slash knockoff. Hope that I just take the knockout and Entity, don't have to deal with it. And then Ursaluna, I don't know if you're going to protect turn 1. There's definitely a chance he could protect turn 1. Because I do threat him with a grass move. If I do have it, I'm just going to go for that Entity because I don't want Trick Room going up. But also, like, Entity is actually the biggest offensive threat to my team because I didn't bring any Psychic Resist. We do see a Protect from the Ursaluna. Fantastic. So this is a Air Slash, which we land, fortunately, into the Entity. And then a knockoff follow-up will KO that Entity. So I don't have to worry about the Entity. Perfect. All right. Great turn. Great turn. Focus Sash on the Entity is not too surprising. The Flame Orb activates on Ursaluna. I'm not too worried about the Ursaluna because without speed control on Ursaluna, it can always be threatened later in the game. We're going to see Sneasler come out. All right. Going to bring the Psychic Seed boost, which is acceptable. I kind of want to see if they're going to go for a Terra here with Ursaluna. Because, like, there are a few plays I could go for, like Ninetales switching in and Solar Blading. I could go for an Air Slash immediately, or I could go for Tailwind. I'd like to see if I could force a Terra in this spot, because if I force a Terra, that'd be nice. We do see a Terra, yeah. I'm assuming this is Ursaluna. If it's Ursaluna and Terra's the Ghost, that's all right. We do see a Terra from the Ursaluna into the Terra Ghost. Yep, perfect. So now it's weak to knock off. I don't have to go for a Solar Blade play, so that eliminates one of the options that I really want to go for, but that works out. And we catch a Sneasler Protect, which is not what I was 100% expecting, but it works out. Okay. So we go for that double Protect to scout. We just really want to scout for the Terra on the Ursaluna. All right, excellent. They go for Facade into the Noivern. All right. Beautiful. Okay, it's not an overgame still, but it's still a really strong start here. I do need damage on this Sneasler heavily though. So I'm going to go for the Air Slash into the Sneasler. And I'm going to go for... Maybe I should have went for Fake Tears so I could have gotten Air Slash off. I think I'm just going to get damage. Here's the thing. Air Slash with the Psychic Seed, not KOing. I might need damage on the Ursaluna instead. I might have to change my game plan a bit. Yeah, it's still going to work, I think, but... Dire Claw going to come out into the... A Leafeon, we are able to hang on. Air Slash, yep, the damage is what I'm expecting. The knockoff into the Ursaluna gets rid of that Flame Orb, but doesn't really change much. We are going to see the Facade into the slot, and that is going to pick up Knockout. Okay. This is where it gets very tough. I can go out into Ninetales or I could go to Dedenne. The problem is Sneasler is still a massive threat to my team. I think I'm going to go to Dedenne and I'm going to go for my Terra Electric. This Terra Electric I think should KO the Ursaluna as well as the Sneasler. So I'm going to go for the Discharge and I'm going to go for Detect with my Leafeon. Because I'm hoping because of the Terra, I'll survive the Dire Claw. If they protect the Scout from my Terra, smart on them. But they haven't seen that I have Focus Sash anywhere yet. And they saw that Noivern didn't have Focus Sash, so maybe they would expect the Dedenne to have it. We're going to go for the Terra. Protect on the Leafeon. They didn't protect the Sneasler, which is great. Ursaluna protects. Okay, that's acceptable. They went for Dire Claw. Oh, into Leafeon. That's huge for me. That's absolutely huge for me. As we are going to be able to get Discharge off. And this is true to Psychic Seed, though. But I'm hoping that the Terra Electric with Choice Specs is enough damage to KO the Sneasler at that range. Come on, Dedenne. Nice. Nice. Okay, Sneasler goes down. I think it's Politoed back. If it's Dragonite back, that's fine. Because we have one more turn of Psychic Terrain, right? So they can't Extreme Speed my Leafeon. Yeah, and then I can go out into... Yeah, it's Dragonite back. Perfect. So we can go out into Ninetales, get up the Sun, and we can go for a knockoff into the Ursaluna and pick up that knockout. I want a Solar Blade to flex. Oh, Solar... I'm worried about how much knockoff does. I think I'd rather just Solar Blade, actually. I'm gonna Solar Blade. The problem with the Dedenne is I could still very easily lose this game because it depends on the Dragonite set. We go out into our Ninetales with the Drought, so we do have the speed boost with the Leafeon, but the Solar Blade especially will be able to KO the Ursaluna. I could still lose the Dragonite though, so I gotta be a bit cautious. We do eliminate the Ursaluna. What is your Dragonite? Tailwind. Okay, I think it was probably the Covert Cloak set, but Leafeon does outspeed the Dragonite. I'm actually just gonna go for Hypnosis because I might as well. The Heat Wave damage I don't think matters too much in this spot. Knockoff because I want to get rid of a loaded dice if they have loaded dice. It is Covert Cloak. Yeah, okay. I've seen this kind of stuff before. Stomping Tantrum going to come out into the Ninetales. We are able to hang on. We go for Hypnosis. We do miss, but I think this is okay. If they don't have a way to set up, I think this is pretty good. We're going to go for a Double Protect here to stall out the second turn of Tailwind. And next turn, we can go for Hypnosis and Fake Tears, and they get a KO with the Dragonite into one of my slots, but if they get the KO, I get a free Dedenne switch, and then I click Dazzling Gleam to win the game, or I click Thunderbolt. Either one works. You Stomping Tantrum into the Ninetales again, because they're probably scared of playing around Hypnosis. We're going to go for the Hypnosis again, and we're going to go for the Fake Tears. Right? Thunderbolt, or do I Dazzling Gleam? With Terra Electric, I don't know what actually does more. Stomping Tantrum, finish off the Ninetales. Crit, but as long as the Dedenne doesn't get crit by Extreme Speed, I think we're fine. Either way, I should always KO the Dragonite with Thunderbolt into another Fake Tears because it'll be -4 Dragonite. And there's no reason for me to click an attack with Leafeon other than fake tears. So we'll go for fake tears and the Thunderbolt again. Because they already used their Terra. There really isn't much that they could do. Terra Electric Thunderbolt from the Dedenne. -4 Dragonite. Multi-scale is broken. Should easily pick up the knockout. Okay. Goodbye, Dragonite. Excellent. So, really strong start, I think. I think the start was immaculate because getting some quick knockouts, being able to get the damage and scout the Terra was super valuable, and then was able to set up perfectly, I think, against Dragonite. The only thing I was worried about was Scale Shot Dragonite, because them getting the speed boost would actually be terrifying, like them having Tailwind and the loaded dice Scale Shot, which is why I needed a knockoff. And I would give myself better odds with the Hypnosis and knocking them off, because then it allows maybe the Dedenne to be able to hang on. We have the Hisuian, Lilligant, Ursaluna, Hatterene, Indeedee, Torkoal, and Gallade. Hard Trick Room. Let's see. Hard Trick Room is... It's not terrible. Well, it's not great here. They have Wide Guard as well on the Gallade, most likely. But... what do I want to go here? I don't have a way of really dealing with Hard Trick Room, I feel. That's the problem. What is like my Hard Trick Room play? With specifically like Armor, which is a bit different. But because I can go for the Terra Ground Earthquake and it'll KO. Either forcing the Terra, but Hatterene does survive. They do have Wide Guard as well. This is going to be tough. I think I'm bringing Dugtrio. This is tricky. I kind of want to go with Malamar and Leafeon and hope that they mess up. It's something I can go for potentially. I think I'll try it. In the back, can I bring Noivern? Am I bringing Ninetales? I think Ninetales isn't great. I think I bring Dugtrio and hope I can set up for an end game. You might be thinking, James, what are you doing? This lead? The matchup seems really, really difficult, where the only way I can really see myself pulling this out is either going for the turn 1 crit with Dugtrio turn 1, which I don't want to do, or hope that they mess up, and this is what I'm going to try to aim for here. Indeedee Gallade, that's not too surprising. Okay. Versus Malamar and the Leafeon. They don't know any of my strats. I'm going for a superpower into the Indeedee, and I'm actually going to fake tears my Malamar, hoping that they don't... They should follow me here, but in the case that they trick room with the Indeedee for some reason and Gallade does something, I think this works out pretty well for me. So I'm going to superpower the Indeedee, and I'm going to go for the fake tears. Because if I can get +2 on Malamar, that's actually pretty big for like their back Pokemon. They're going to follow me. Okay. Not too surprising, as we do go for the fake tears into the Indeedee redirect. All right. Superpower into the Indeedee. You got a crit, which is actually kind of a nice crit. Okay. I'm going to knock off KOs to Indeedee, because they're probably going to tar down my Malamar. Maybe either follow me Sacred Sword, or they're going to go for follow me plus... I don't think you Psychic here. I'm going to protect, and I'm going to go for a knockoff into the Indeedee. With the Psychic Seed consumed, I don't think knockoff KOs, and then I could set up a position where superpower KOs the Indeedee, and I can go for fake tears into my Malamar. Unfortunately, because of how Gallade's Sacred Sword works, ignoring my defense boost, it's going to be tough. They retreat to Indeedee. Is this Torkoal coming in? Wait, that's a big knockoff into the Ursaluna. We'll take that. We'll take that for sure. Wait, that's so big. I didn't think they would hard switch there, but it works out. A Psycho Cut. Ooh, good play on their part. Okay. But I do get the knockoff into the Ursaluna, and we get rid of the Flame Orb. That's such a massive, massive win here. Okay, that's super ideal. I'm going to superpower the Ursaluna, I suppose, because I don't think they're going to Terra Ghost. Headlong Rush plus Sacred Sword's still scary, but I have no idea. There's not really a play that I could really go for either. If I take that much damage, it's not really worth going for the fake tear strat, so I guess I just go for a knockoff and get some damage into Gallade if that's the case. They go for Headlong Rush. That does so much damage. I am not living a Sacred Sword for sure. Unless a cycle cut. Okay. Them cycle cutting my Leafeon, fearing the Leaf Blade works out because I don't have Leaf Blade. I have Solar Blade. Superpower gonna KO the Ursaluna. All right, we have 2 turns of Trick Room stalled out. 2 more to go. Although I do think that this is still pretty rough. We are able to get Leftovers recovery, which is nice. If Malamar survives a Torkoal attack by Terra, I think I win. I'm going out into Noivern. This should be... Oh, Hatterene is the last? Oh, that's going to be tough. Okay. They haven't Terra'd yet, but this is rough. I'm going to double protect. I'm going to double protect here to stall out a turn. If they double reverse Trick Room, they got me, but there's not really much I can do here. Yeah, there's not much I can do here. Double protect. A Dazzling Gleam, okay. God, this is looking really rough. Cycle cut, okay. Oh, they cycle cut my Noivern, which is interesting. All right. I really want to Terra here. I don't know which mon I want to Terra. They probably think I'm Focus Sash on the Noivern, so that's why they're targeting aggressively. I'm going to Terra my... I'm trying to think of who I need to target here. Hatterene or Gallade? They're both really big threats. I think I'm going to go for the Throat Chop into the... Gallade, and I'm going to switch to my Dugtrio. If they double reverse Trick Room, this is still bad for me because I don't get a knockout here. But they're most likely going to go on the offense since I just double protected, so they are at risk at one Pokemon getting knocked out here. Terrifier to avoid Dazzling Gleam knocking out. I don't think they're clicking Expanding Force. If they do, they got me. But again, I have very limited options in this position. So we will go for the Terrifier with the Malamar. Dazzling Gleam, we are able to resist with both. Okay. They got me with the Sacred Sword. Okay. The thing is, I still have to Terra Fire to Malamar, unfortunately, in that position, because if I didn't Terra, I was going down to Dazzling Gleam and I was still getting knocked out here. All right, this is rough. It's winnable, though. It depends on the Terra on the Hatterene, but I think it's winnable. We're going out into... Noivern. I think I could go for an Air Slash into the Hatterene as well as a Stomping Tantrum and hope that it's enough to pick up the knockout through a Terra on Hatterene. I also could see a Wide Guard coming out from Gallade fearing like an Earthquake, so I think that's like my only hope that I gotta go for. They retreat to Gallade. If the Hatterene has Protect, this is game over. But if they didn't, this might actually be winnable. Oh, they didn't protect at all? Does this KO? Because I thought they were going to Terra here. Oh. Oh. Good game. Good game. Yeah, as I said, I do think that this was super rough. I try to think of how you break through this. It's like... I guess you could do what? Dugtrio Ninetales with Heat Wave Earthquake, but it just doesn't play well into Wide Guard on the Gallade as well as Psychic Seed on Entity. So I don't know if there's a way to stop Trick Room guaranteed. Like, I think it's late just getting some reads right. Unfortunately, there are not really any reads I can get right here. I think I will be going down to a... Helping Hand Expanding Force? Yep, that's probably going to be it. Like, my only hope was, like, Dugtrio survives an attack and Stomping Tantrum's enough. I guess if I Iron Head, but I was really expecting a potential Hatterene Terra and Gallade to Wide Guard. That's, like, what I was hoping to catch. Because if that's the case, like, Hatterene was able to survive Iron Head. It was probably able to survive Stomping Tantrum. But, yeah, there just wasn't anything I could do here. So... We will lose Dugtrio, and Noivern definitely cannot pull out a victory here, so we are losing the Hard Trick Room. I do not think we have the best tools for Hard Trick Room, unfortunately. Unless I go for the turn 1 crit, and even then, it's not looking too good. All right, let's go over to games. In game 1, an amazing start as I was able to brute force the Como lead, although I should have respected the Clefable Life Dew option a bit more. However, Dugtrio didn't care and was able to set up a great position for the Sun mode. In game 2, got the Dondozo locked in early, but a better sequence was going for Protect with Noivern turn 1 so I could tail in the next turn, since Malamar should have survived at least one hit and still was able to get the Topsy-Turvey to flip the Dondozo boost. And then after getting the Tatsugiri knockout, Dugtrio was able to clean up next to Malamar. In game 3, without the crit, I think the game becomes a lot more interesting and favorable for me, but that's the nature of having a setup mon playing on the defense. I think a superpower into the Whimsicott first, and then the next one in Sylveon also would have gotten a knockout later on the Sylveon when it did hang on barely. I don't think Malamar protecting on the turn I got doubled up changed the long-term outcome, but was well worth a try. Game 4, our Trick Room with Wide Guard Mind Games is really rough for the team. With some luck in the double protect on the Malamar, I was able to find a spot to get into a game-winning position with the Topsy-Turvey to flip the Bronzong's defense boost. In game 5, a bit strange as I got some great trades with knockoff, getting rid of the Ursaluna's Flame Orb and the Porygon 2's Violet. The crit onto the Leafeon did matter looking back at it, but was still able to do massive damage in the endgame with Dedenne and Ninetales to clean up. In game 6, an interesting passive team, but they had a struggle against the Malamar after I got to +6 special defense using fake tears for my Leafeon, and then after some superpower boost was able to wreak havoc onto my opponent. In game 7, a great start getting the knockout into Indeedee and scouting for the Terra on the Ursaluna. Things could have gone dire with the Sneasler exerting a lot of offensive pressure, but was able to get the knockout and find a safe position with the Dedenne to win in the end. In game 8, our Trick Room is just rough with Wide Guard. Couldn't afford a mistake and had to get every turn right, but did not have the right tools to stall out the Trick Room. Either needed to go Ninetales and hit some Wide Lens Hypnosis as an out, or maybe if I went for a knockoff with Leafeon first, it could have changed some of the dynamics, although Helping Hand Sacred Sword would have still been difficult to manage in that position. Overall, team was fun. It is a strange team to utilize. You can't really make any mistakes with it because you don't have the strongest tools out there. However, it does have some pretty unique options that we were able to consider. Unfortunately, I didn't hit Master Ball in this episode, losing the final game to hit Master Ball rank, unfortunately, in the episode, and did not feel like playing 3 more games with the team, potentially, and seeing if I could make it out. But overall, I did enjoy having used the team. Do I think it's the best team out there? Not really, but did I enjoy utilizing some of the really cool tools that I had? Yeah, Dugtrio was actually pretty fun. The Malamar strats, we had some really good Topsy-Turvey games that we were able to showcase. Pretty happy with the results. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. If you would like to try out the team, the rental code is on the screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time this video comes out. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.